So, without further ado, I'm just going to introduce you to two videos we'd like to show you. The first is a welcome from our principal and head of service, Aranola Eddy, and the second is a video showing you all of our 3 centres, and especially those of you that are external to WAES, what actual facilities are available to our learners. So I'll hand over to just let you watch those videos. Thank you.
I'm Aranola Eddy, the Principal and Head of Service for Westminster Adult Education Service. We are the City Council's main adult education provider, and I'm here to welcome you to our virtual Open Day. Usually we'd be welcoming you physically to our centres, but as with everything else that's changed for us all this year, it's not possible to do that. So we're having to do this virtually. What we have been able to do throughout the last year is adapt our teaching and our learning spaces to ensure that we can support you on your learning journey. And what that means is that you can engage with us either online or face-to-face, depending on what the situation is. If we need to move into lockdown again, we've got it all adapted so that those blended models can help you to actually study whatever the situation is. And what that means is that we will put in the right level of support for you so that you can achieve your goals. And whether that's learning for pleasure or learning for work, we will ensure that the right support is there for you. But it also means that you get the opportunity to learn about how to keep yourself and your family safe online. I look forward to welcoming you either physically at one of our centres or virtually online. Enjoy the tour.
I'd now like to introduce you to Gail Birking, and she is our Head of Apprenticeships and Professional Pathways, and our childcare provision falls part of that department. So I'll hand over her to give you a few overview and some information. Thank you. Over to you, Gail.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Westminster Adult Education Service. I am Gail Birkin. I'm the Head of Apprenticeships and Professional Pathways, and as Alison said, the childcare and early years provision sits within my area. This part of our provision is graded at grade 2 with aspects of level 1. So what that basically means is that what we do, how we teach and support our learners and how well they achieve is good, with a lot of what we do being outstanding. So that's absolutely fantastic. Our early years and childcare courses and qualifications are really very, very well respected within the local community and local employers, so much so that local employers come to us looking to take on our learners to do work experience, with very many of them at the end of their courses and even during their courses securing full-time employment. Excuse me. The qualifications that we deliver really will support you into employment and allow you to develop and practice the skills and the knowledge that you're learning along the way. We offer qualifications at different levels, and my colleague Sukhdeep will talk more about that in a lot greater detail when she comes to speak. You will be taught by a team of truly experienced, qualified, dedicated and passionate tutors. Very, very lucky. We've got some fantastic staff on the team whom I'm incredibly proud of, and they will support you 100% of the way. Our success rates really do speak for themselves. Last academic year, we had 100 learners start our childcare and early years courses, with 91% of them achieving, which is absolutely fantastic. But considering that last year, quarter of the year was spent in lockdown, that is a real achievement. This year, we have had 112 learners start our courses with us. And again, we're on target to have a fantastic year with all of our learners achieving their qualifications. So just a little bit about what our learners say about us. So we recently conducted a survey of all of our learners across the provision, and I've taken some snapshots of what some of our childcare and early years learners have said about their courses. So I'm going to look at my other screen. So one learner said, "My teacher listens to everyone, giving time to express ourselves and helping us to reach our full potential as individuals and as a team." Another learner said, "I've enjoyed gaining new knowledge while studying my course. I feel that this has helped me with my assignments and improve my practice at work." Another learner has said, "I enjoyed all aspects of the course as my tutor was very supportive and delivered the best teaching methods for me to understand our subject areas thoroughly." And the last quote that I have from a learner is that teachers are very professional. They're very happy with the course. And what they like the most is that every week they're learning a different topic, which is really interesting. Thank you so much. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you now Sukhdeep Panasar, who is our course leader for childcare and early years. Over to you, Sukhdeep. Thank you.
Thank you, Gail. Or any questions that you want to ask, that would be helpful. So let's start. Can somebody just very quickly confirm they can see my slide? Gail?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you everybody for coming in. I'm sure you will find this event useful and take away some very, very useful information with you. Okay, the courses we are starting in April, which is a couple of weeks away, is Level 1 Award course. The first one is Award in Skills for Childcare, and the second one is Level 1 Award in Preparing to Work in Schools. They're both award level courses, which means they're very short courses. They are the stepping stones for the next level, and we will get into details as we move on with our slides. Coming to September 2021, we will have a broader offer in terms of courses. We'll have Level 2 in Certificate Supporting Teaching and Learning. And this year, we are also embedding level 2 understanding autism with it. We'll have a level 2 diploma in introduction to caring for children and young people, which is childcare. We also have level 3 diploma in supporting teaching and learning, as well as a level 3 diploma early years educator workforce. These are very, very popular courses, quite intense courses. They are designed to give you a lot of experience, skills, knowledge, as well as confidence. So coming back to our April starts, which is literally just a couple of weeks to go, we've got 2 courses at level 1, which I just mentioned are starting on the 23rd of April, ending on the 23rd of July. As you can see, just about 11 to 12 weeks courses, short ones, just about 2.5 hours a day. Different timings though, even though they're on the same day, but very interesting courses that we will explore in the next few slides. Requirements for any level 1 course, regardless you choose to do a childcare course or you choose to do a teaching assistant or preparing to work in schools course, requirements will be the same, as in we need to ensure you have the correct levels of English in terms of speaking, listening, writing, reading, because purely because these courses are quite academic. We do have written work involved, heavy written work, research as they move on with levels. So we need to make sure you have the correct levels of English and speaking, listening, writing collectively, as well as maths, because there are schools involved here, there's childcare involved here, teaching children. So we have to ensure we have the correct levels. Because we are in COVID world, we need to ensure you have access to computers and desktops, laptops at home. Oops, that's my slide moved. I am very sorry. I'm not sure why my slide would be doing this. Okay. And also you need to have digital basic skills. We will support you with that. We will show you how to get on to our digital platform, how to use our Teams, how to use our eportfolio. We will support you with this, but you should be having some basic digital knowledge so that you can log on, you can access. And when I say access, I mean have access to a desktop or a laptop from home. Having phones, yes, it can be helpful in terms of accessing your lessons, but you will not be able to do your work. And hence, this is an important requirement for a level 1 course or any course, as a matter of fact. Why should I do a level 1 course? This is a question that we are asked when we're enrolling learners or when we're interviewing them. Why should I start with a level 1 course? Why can I not just go to a level 2 course? The answer to this would be, if you are new to the industry, you've never worked with children before, you've never worked with in schools before, or you're changing your career, this is a new path for you, we always recommend starting with the level 1 course, because this builds a bridge. It gives you basic knowledge on topics. It will increase your confidence. It will give you the ICT skills. It will give you the writing skills, how to do your essays, how to research. So basically, it's the first step into industry. And not just that, you may actually decide after your level 1, no, this is not for me. I'm not really, I can't do this. I don't think I can deal with children, or whatever your reasons. You may decide this is not for you and you may not want to continue. So doing a level 1 course is really important. Some of you may be coming back to studies after a very long time. Some of you may be in employment, doing other jobs and want to change your career. So it will get you in a routine of managing your time as well as studying, meeting deadlines. We do expect good quality work, so meeting deadlines will be important, attending sessions will be important. So level 1 and the depth of the assignments and what you require at this level would be the best option for you, especially when you're new. Okay. Progression after level 1 course. So when you successfully finish your course in July, which would be your award course, you can then have a discussion with your tutor, and between yourself and the tutor, you can decide what is the best next option available for you. So if you fall in the category where you need to develop your writing skills, you need to develop your confidence, or you may choose, no, I need to extend on my knowledge a little bit more, you may choose to move on to a diploma level 1 or a certificate level 1, which we will have on offer in September. Or if you feel confident, your tutor feels you're confident, and your work shows, your assignments in level 1 show that yes, you've got what it will need for a level 2, you definitely move on to a level 2. That would be obviously making sure that your maths and English requirements are met. We do have we will also have requirements for maths and English, which would be level 1, and depending you meet those requirements, then obviously you move up to the next level. Again, that will be between yourself and the tutor towards the end of your level 1 course. If we can move to the next slide, please. Requirements for level 2 course. If you do decide to move on to a level 2 course, you would be required to have certain basic requirements. The first one we encourage our learners to have is a level 1 level for written, spoken, and reading English. This is a must, especially when you are training to become a teaching assistant. You will be involved in schools, you'll be involved in maths, English, science, and other curriculum lessons. English and maths are the basic things that we do require. It's not a requirement set by us as a college, it's a requirement set by the awarding body, it's a requirement set by Ofsted. So we definitely encourage, and when we progress our learners, we tend to encourage you not just to have a certificate at the end of the course. We encourage you to gain your confidence, your experience, your skills to make you more employable. And that's why we are quite pushy with our level 1. Level 2 will also require you to have a placement. So if you do choose to move on to a teaching assistant course, you will require a placement in a primary school or a secondary school or even a college, because this course, as I said, does qualify you to work in a college as well. If you choose to move on to an early years course, then you would need a placement in a nursery early years setting between age of 0 years to 5 years. You will need an enhanced DBS certificate, a check which we can support you with. Again, as I said before, you will need access to an internet, to desktop or a laptop, and you need to have basic IT skills. This is again very important. Even before COVID, it was important because we are on eportfolio system, which would mean that you will need access from home when you're doing your assignments, you're uploading your work on the eportfolios. We don't do paper-based anymore. We haven't done even pre-COVID, we weren't. So having access to internet and desktop, laptop from home is very important. We will support you with anything else that you would need in terms of IT skills. So after you finish your level 2, we hope you would choose to move on to level 3. And what you can move on to depending on what you've chosen. So if you've stayed with teaching assistant, obviously you'll move to a level 3 diploma supporting teaching and learning. If you've chosen to stay with if you've chosen to stay with a level 2 early years, you will move on to level 3 early years educator. Again, these are very intense courses, interesting courses, quite highly set in quality. And we've got learners coming and telling us that the only reason I went through my interview was because we did this unit, we covered this unit in our session, or I knew about safeguarding because we did a unit, I knew about health and safety because you made us research, or we read through. So very, very intense, but very, very useful courses to help you move on. And as I said, they require placement, so it also gives you experience in workplace opportunities. And you can choose to do your placement in a primary school, secondary school, college as well. So requirement for level 3 course, as I just said, these are very intense courses, high in quality, and you could see your maths and English requirement for these courses will change. So for you to do a diploma level 3 course, you would be required to have GCSEs maths and English between grades A to C. Now, when we talk about maths and English requirements, we will be supporting you with the assessments. So we would be doing interviews with you. We will be supporting with assessments and signpost you to the correct department if you do need support. If you choose to be working towards your English and maths while you're doing your level 3, it's something that we can have a chat about on individual basis. So not having your GCSE maths and English, don't think that you can't move on to a level 3. You can work towards it, but we will need to have a separate chat. So we don't have a same window or the same handlines for everybody. We can have a chat individually, one-to-one, and look at your case by case scenario. Again, as a level 2, placement is very important for level 3 courses. Your hours for placement will be more. So if in level 2 you're doing 75 hours, for a diploma level 3, it would move up to a 200-hour placement. Again, a placement of your choice. If you choose to do a level 3 in childcare, your hours are much more than a teaching assistant, which would be about 300 plus hours. Again, depending on what your choice is, depending on what you choose to move on, we can have a chat and look at that. Again, a DBS is a must. So a DBS a check that we can support you with is going to be a requirement, same as internet, having access to a desktop, laptop, basic IT skills are a must. And again, I will repeat this again because learners do ask us, why do I need maths and English? Why do I need my IT skills? It's a requirement set by employers. They want to see TAs coming who are IT literate, who can work basic interactive boards, can, save and open documents and share. So things like that, employers want it. And there are a lot of things that we make you do during the course, such as research and projects and group works that do give you these skills as well. So when we have learners joining in, some of us, when we join our courses, we haven't even got the basic skills and we don't feel confident to switch on the computer. But when we leave our course, when we finish our course towards the end, we go away having to successfully, we are able to save, we are able to retrieve documents, we are able to upload on our eportfolio, immense confidence. So which is great to see in our learners. So that was it for our courses. I've got my email up here. Any questions that you want to ask separately or you can't think of now or you remember suddenly, maybe later in the evening or tomorrow, please, this is my email. More than happy to answer any queries you have. You can email, we can have a chat and discuss whatever questions you have. So this is it from me for now.
Thank you very much, Sukhdeep. Can I ask those that are with us the evening to find out if you do have any questions? Remember, you can always ask them, just type in the chat function what the question is and we will come back to you. Or please, hang on to those thoughts. We will have a question and answer session at the end and there'll be an opportunity to ask questions directly then. I'm going to hand over now to Annette Robson, who is our Head of Learner Development. Many of our learners that join us often talk about, what support can they get when they're at WAES. So Annette will talk you through the different types of support we can provide while you're a student and while you're a learner with us. Annette, can I hand over to you now?
You can, Alison, thank you. And Charlotte, if you'd like to put up the slides for me, please. And while I'm just waiting for the slides, I'd just like to welcome you all this evening. It's my first virtual open event, so apologies if I'm slightly nervous, but I'd like to talk to you. I've got 5 slides just to sort of give you a flavour of the support that would be available for you as a learner at WAES. So the first slide, please, Charlotte. Thank you. The first one is looking at learning support at WAES. And what is learning support? Well, it's support with your learning. And that support is offered in a variety of different ways. So we host workshops in all of our centres. We've got 3 really good centres, and we host workshops across the week in mornings and afternoon slots to suit learners. We do dyslexia assessments, so learners who maybe think I might be dyslexic, or I think I need that initial consultation and screening. We do dyslexia assessments across all of our centres. In conjunction with specialist assessments, we have what we call specialist equipment, and the learning support team would identify the most suitable equipment that could assist you in your learning. We also do workshops in confidence building, because we recognise that actually for some individuals it might be a while since they were studying or last at school. So, you know, we give that confidence building support. And as Sugdeep was talking about work placements and, you know, working with employers, you know, those workshops give you that added bit of confidence to go out into industry and do those placements. We also offer just general advice and support linked with your learning. So, you know, if you're sitting here this evening thinking, well, actually, you know, I might need a little bit of support, or I wouldn't mind talking to a member of the learning support team, there is an email address, which is learningsupport@waes.ac.uk, and you can request a meeting with an advisor prior to your enrolment or after your enrolment. The admissions team would actually email an advisor, and they can contact you directly. Thank you, Charlotte. The next slide, please. Okay, wellbeing and safeguarding at WAES. We have, you know, a really big safeguarding team, and supporting and looking after our learners' welfare and well-being is really at the heart of what we do. So we offer wellbeing support, and that's emotional support. And in particular, you know, with COVID, we've had an awful lot of learners that we support on a daily basis and a weekly basis. We have safeguarding officers that work across all of the WAES centres, and they do give specialist and confidential advice and guidance. We also link to all of our internal departments, and we have a huge amount of external support available both within Westminster, within London itself, and you know, all across England, to be honest. So we would signpost and put the right support in for our learners. And we don't just put the support in, we also monitor that support, and we keep in touch with our learners. And more often than not, learners are being contacted on a daily basis, whether it's through an email, whether it's through a Teams chat, you know, or whether it's over the phone. So if any of you are sitting here this evening thinking, yeah, I'd like to know a little bit more about the safeguarding or the wellbeing support at WAES, I've got an email address, which is safeguarding@waes.ac.uk, or I'll put my email address in the chat when I finish, and you can request a chat with one of the safeguarding officers. The next slide, Charlotte, please. Okay, financial support. This is quite a large, you know, sort of area, and this is one that often gets a huge amount of, you know, emails and phone calls. So what is financial support? Well, actually, you know, learners on low income or learners on means testing benefits can apply for what we call the DLSF, and that stands for the Discretionary Learner Support Fund, or simply financial support. And what do we support with? Well, we support with equipment and resources. So if I think about sort of Sugdeep's area, it could be books, and it might be some resources that's needed to support with those programmes. We also have a laptop loan scheme in place, and to date we've loaned over 100 laptops to WAES learners so they can actually remotely log on and learn. We give travel support. So, for example, if you're in WAES 2 days a week and you're on a work placement 2 days a week, then we would support you with your four days worth of travel. So the travel support. We also have our WAES nurseries. So we have 2 nurseries at WAES. So we offer internal nursery support through one of our nurseries, whether at Pimlico or at Lisson Grove. And we also link with what we call external childcare. You know, we have a variety of different external childcare organisations or after school clubs and so on and so forth that we deal with. And Carol Glasgow, our you know, manager within the area, is always available to offer any sort of help or advice. All of the learner experience officers or our admissions team can actually talk you through any of the support areas that come under what we classify as the discretionary learner support team, as the discretionary learner support fund. And there is an email address there, the dlsf@waes.ac.uk. If you wanted to, you know, give a quick email, the team would get back to you and answer any questions you have regarding the financial support at WAES. Thank you, Charlotte. The next one is about progression and developing, and it was, you know, brilliant listening to Sugdeep and all those different levels from level 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, and to that, you know, we have, you know, support that sits alongside those levels. So we have careers entitlement. So as a WAES learner, you would be entitled to, you know, good, you know, careers education. For level 3 or any level actually. We have you know, HE support and help with UCAS. We have progression weeks across the year, and we've just had one last week where we were engaging with around 20 external providers, 45 separate activities across the week, and engaging with many hundreds of learners. We do individual support with job applications and help with CVs, and we have, you know, good quality dedicated careers advisors to also include our relationship with the National Careers Service. And, you know, you've heard of the digital support, and as a WAES learner, yes, you need to be good with IT. But for those of you who have got IT, but are a little bit lacking in confidence, as I was when we went into remote learning, we do individual coaching, support with learning and confidence building around the digital IT support. Thank you, Charlotte. And my last slide, just to promote, you know, we have a really good, buoyant learner voice at WAES. We have well over 100 group representatives, and, you know, we value learners' feedback, and we put into, you know, we have a you said and we did approach, and we build that into our quality improvements. We also have, you know, focus groups, dedicated focus groups. So if I think of Gail as the head of this area, she will be sitting with her group representatives directly after Easter, looking at, you know, her area and exactly what those reps are saying. And finally, we have a peer mentoring scheme. So learners may be on level 1 programs who might need a little bit more support from a specialist within, you know, the area, or a learner within the childcare area. We do have a mentoring scheme so that our WAES learners support learners on our lower level programs, and all of this will be available for you as a learner. So I will put my email address in the chat, and if any of you have got a question for me, please just drop me an email. and I can signpost you to the necessary area. And actually all of the learner experience officers are very, very au fait with all of the cross-college services, and they will be able to help you later on this evening when you have your chat with them, or signpost you to the most appropriate support. So that's enough from me, and I'm Annette, and it's been brilliant to take part in this evening's open event. I'm now going to hand over, I'm going to hand you over to a video, and the video is going to share and show you how to apply for a course and go through the applications process at WAES. So thank you.
Applying for our courses online is easy. In your internet browser, search our website, waes.ac.uk. Once on our website homepage, click the Courses tab. This will bring up a full list of all of the different curriculum areas that we offer. Let's click on Childcare and Early Years Education. Clicking this will bring you to the homepage for this curriculum area. Here you'll find out lots more information about the courses that we offer. Under View Courses, you'll see the different course areas. Let's try Childcare Qualification courses. On this page, you'll find out lots more information about our childcare qualification courses, including all of the different levels that we offer. Clicking More Details will bring you through to this particular course. Here, you'll find out lots more information as well as answers to frequently asked questions. To apply for the course, click Availability and Booking. Here, you will see an Apply button. Clicking this will open a new tab in your web browser. Here, if you're already a WAES learner, you can log in and apply for the course. If you're new to WAES, you can create an account, which takes about a minute.
I think that's the video finished. So that was a quick whistle-top tour of how to apply. Like I said, all of the information that we're going through will be made available to you. So if you need to replay that again to find out, you can do so. We are now at the process really where we've given you a lot of information and you spent a lot of time very patiently listening to each and every one of us give you different pieces of information. And I can see from the chat that the people are asking questions, and actually what is lovely is people are actually responding to those questions as we've been going along. So I'm going to open up now for people that want to either raise their hand and ask anybody a question, and I'll happily make sure I can get the right person to answer that for you. Or if you'd like to continue to use the chat, then we can also do questions in the chat. So is there any questions that from what you've heard this evening that you would like any clarification on or any more information about? Or any general question you would like to ask? I can't see anybody. It would be great if I thought it was perfect and no one's got any questions at all. It might be people don't want to ask, so don't worry if you really don't want to. For those of you that are
and just
hi Ivana.
Hi, hello. Just thank you very much for your time. All the information for me is very clear. And then I would like to maybe later or tomorrow, because I'm working, still I'm working. Yeah, I will I look for this course for more detail, and if I have any doubt, I will send you an email or yeah.
Okay, thank you. And you can always do that on the info line if there's more information after this event that you want to follow up on.
Yes.
There's a question from Natalie who has asked, can she apply for the 2 level 1 courses? I'm presuming, oh sorry, Natalia. I'm presuming, Natalia, you mean the ones that are starting in April. Can anyone answer that question? Sukhdeep, Tracy?
Hi, it's Tracy. I've just answered on the chat. So I've said, of course you can, as long as you have the time to attend both, because it's on the same day, and that you have the time outside of the classroom to complete both courses. So it would be one that if you enrolled on both, we would have that conversation, but there is nothing stopping of you because one's a childcare and one's a teaching assistant. So, you know, it's fortunate that you've got that opportunity that you can actually do both, but it's as long as you haven't got another course alongside and other external commitments that may influence whether you complete both. So it would be a conversation that we'd have, but initially, go for it.
Okay, and please forgive me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly. Zoila has asked the question, when can I apply? So Zoila, I can answer that. We've got people on the call now, so if you're very interested and very keen, we can actually hook you up with someone immediately following this, and you can apply then, or you can apply directly on our website. It depends on which course you're interested in and which one you want. So if you stay on the course, Zoila, we'll answer your question and see if we can help you immediately. Will the college help providing placements? So we've had somebody ask a question about placements. Tracy, Sukhdeep, do you want to answer that one?
Placement in a nursery or in a school?
They're not specific. Sorry, I've got quite a few questions coming in now. Wow, we've got a lot of people asking.
It's not specific, Sukhdeep. We advise you to look for one yourself.
Sorry, I'm losing network here. I would just use the chat function for now.
Okay, so if you can hear me, that's fine. We would advise you to have a look around your local area. We would give you a letter to say that you've enrolled onto the course and that you are going through your DBS. And we would advise around your local area because people come from all over to come to do our courses. We then would, if you could not find any, we have some that we could recommend that we've used in the past, including, if it's all okay, our own nurseries, if it's the restrictions have eased a little bit. But they may not be on your doorstep. So it's one of those things we would recommend that you look and contact your own local schools or nurseries about volunteering. And if you have not been able to find one, we do have a childcare course that does not require a placement. So you don't feel that I cannot get onto that one. We do have another one with the teaching assistant course. As long as you're happy and you don't mind actually doing some work experience in the college with adults, we could accommodate you to get your placement via that way.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. I've got a question that's a little bit earlier in the chat. We've had a few come in. Bella has asked, she wants to do the level 1 course, but the requirement is level 3 English. How can she get it? I think there's a slight misunderstanding, Bella. It's not level 3 English, it's entry level 3 English. And we would do an initial assessment to work out what level you're at and make those have those discussions with you. So we would do an assessment and work out your level, and then we could help you and support you if we felt you needed to do more work. But if you were at the right level, we would enroll you. There's a second question from somebody. Gosh, they are coming in. Which of the 2 courses would you recommend if they would eventually like to get into teaching?
I would suggest if you're thinking about getting into teaching, the level 1 award in preparing to work in schools. It gives you an insight. The 3 units are understanding schools as an organisation. So it lets you think about how schools are run. Obviously safeguarding, and the other one is communication. So if you're thinking about teaching, it's a good start.
Lovely. There's a question about the courses in April. Will they be online or in the college?
So what we plan is we would like to meet with you face to face, obviously to show you Teams in the classroom, possibly for the first week or two. And then we say, let's try it online. So that's why it's really important that if you are doing these courses, if you have access to a laptop and computer at home and internet, it is in case we don't know what's around the corner, like we didn't know before. If it went into lockdown, you know how to access Teams, you know what we need to do, and you can confidently you can do that at home knowing you're not going to fail this qualification. So we would meet you for the first 2 weeks to get you up and running. Then we would have a couple of weeks online. And then if we felt the need, we would come back in. And if not, we would continue online in the comfort of our own homes.
Thank you. Natalia's asked a question, are all courses free? It's different depending on people's circumstances, Natalia. So all of our courses are, everyone has to fill out a means test to see what your current financial circumstances are. And depending on that, it would be either a free course you would get or a contribution. If you are not working and you don't have an income for any reason, then most of our courses are free in those circumstances. But what I would suggest you do is stay online and talk with one of our learner experience officers, and they will be able to let you know personally where you are. And that is for anybody interested in a course. If you are concerned whether there are fees, someone will advise you based on your own personal circumstances. Roxana has asked, good afternoon, how can I enrol and when is the start of the course? There's 2 courses starting in April and the other courses are starting in September, Roxana. Again, if you want to stay online, someone can help you out a little bit more there. Someone has asked a question about, do you offer level 4 course in childcare? We currently don't. I can answer that one. Oh, there's already an answer in the chat. Thank you. Our English and Maths initial assessment are a must, and are you doing them online? So English and Maths initial assessments, we are continuing to do those online. However, if you want to come on site and complete the initial assessments, you're more than welcome to, but they are done using a computer regardless. When does the course begin? Depends which one. After level 2, how much will it cost to proceed? Again, Eugenia, if you want to know about costs for you personally, stay online and hopefully we'll be able to have an LEO that can answer that question personally for you, because it is different for different people. And there is now something called a level 3 entitlement, but it depends on what qualifications you currently have. So someone can ask you those questions. Nemo says, I do not have a computer or a laptop, so can I use my iPhone? Anybody want to respond to that?
Unfortunately, the iPhone will not be sufficient for you to be able to access your eportfolio, because it's about uploading documents. And it's the same with both courses. It may be something that you can claim, as Annette was previously speaking about, with the LSFA funding, but it's one of those things you would probably need to enroll today, fill in that form and have it ready for April. So the quicker we can do that, I'm sure there is a loan scheme to get you on board. And if not, and you really want to do this course, you know how to use the ICT skills, but you really want to do it and haven't got those facilities, there could be opportunities for you to come into one of our colleges at the Learning Centre. So don't be put off. Enroll, complete the form, that will be progressed. And if you haven't got it at the beginning, hopefully throughout the course, you may be able to get access to that loan of the laptop.
A final couple of questions. Someone has asked, do we offer an international course in childcare?
So the courses that we plan and run are internationally recognised. They're with the cash awarding body, so they are recognised internationally. We don't do specific courses about international childcare, if that's what you're asking. But the courses that we do are representing, are replacing the NVQs, which were nationally vocational qualifications. They are now QCF, and they are nationally recognised as a full qualification.
Question from Kamiko. Which level childcare course can I join? Level 2, level 3 if I finish my GCSEs this June.
Welcome back, Kimiko. So if you have finished your GCSEs, then you by all means you apply like anybody else for the level 3 qualification, because I know you've done the level 2, looking for placement, which I know that you had previously. So well done. Fingers crossed you get your GCSEs and come back to us in September to do your level 3.
Fantastic story.
Well, good, thank you.
Any employment after completed level 1? Bella, are you asking, can you go into employment after level 1, or are you asking about employment opportunities as in placement opportunities at level 1? I'm not sure which one. I think you're asking, can you go into work at level 1? But Tracy, what would that? Yes, can you go into work when you finish level 1? Oh no, opportunities. So it's placement opportunities at level 1.
So with the qualification that's starting in April, it's, as Sugdeep rightly said earlier, it's a 2-hour course, and it is a short one. If you were to move on to the full level 1 diploma in September, there is no placement required. However, we strongly recommend all our learners to keep looking to join an agency, because you can join an agency for employment working as a babysitter, as a nanny, in some of the nurseries, some of the schools as a lunchtime supervisor. So we encourage our learners to join a nursery, and we sometimes have agencies coming in to talk to our learners about how they can do that. So as in opportunities for employment, that is down to the individual employer, and with your interview, it will determine whether you would get a job or not. There is nothing to say, and we have had people in the past that have got jobs after level 1 and during level 1, as much as people getting jobs doing level 2 and level 3. It's, if you're applying and it's the right time and the opportunity's there, it should be fine.
Marisol has asked, how many hours do I have to do a week? And I would say it depends on the course you're going for. So have you got a rough idea, level 1, level 2, level 3, the different commitments there are?
Is that for me?
Yes, how many hours do I have to do a week? Is that actually studying, Marisol, or is that in total on the course, including placement? But I would say is that depending on the level you go for will be dependent on how many hours that you do. So if you want to pop that in the chat, we can answer that one for you.
So level 1 is 1 day a week, and I would always say have 3 hours maximum outside to be able to do your coursework, your units. Level 2, it's 1 day in college, and it would be 1 day in a placement. And then with level 3, it's 1 day in college with workshops during the term, and then it would be 2 days in placement if possible. So you gain more skills. The more you go up the levels, the more skills you would want to gain, and that would be, if you're able to go into a nursery 3 or 4 days a week, it's excellent for you, and it supports you when you're going for interviews, that you will have learned more than if you only do a couple of hours.
Amanda has written in about she doesn't live in the UK. Is it possible to enrol on these courses? I don't need a visa to enter the UK, so getting there isn't an issue. Amanda, can I suggest you stay online and ask one of our learner experience officers, because they'll talk to you about your personal circumstances there, because there's a whole set of things about living in the UK and certain criteria that I don't want to get wrong. So please stay on the call and someone that's with us will be able to answer those questions. And I think I've managed to get through them all. So hopefully that answered most people's questions. For those of you that wish to stay on and talk to, and I've advised to talk to a learning experience officer, Charlotte, can I hand over to you now?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
And then you can help put people in touch with different learning experience officers.
Yes, of course. So if anyone would like to speak one-on-one to a learning experience officer now, just to get some more advice or guidance, or maybe to start the enrolling process, please can you put that in the chat, and I will then put you into a breakout Teams room. So it'll just be you and one of our learning experience advisors, just so you can have a conversation.
And Tracy, there's a question from Ruth in the chat. I don't know if you're able just to answer that.
Yeah, I was just about to type it, but it's probably
lovely. Thank you.
it's probably easier for me to say it. Hi, Ruth. Strangely enough, you don't need to have a qualification in childcare to open up a childcare business. You need to have someone of a level 3 or a level 4 to manage it for you. So if you know of premises and if you have got a business loan and you know someone, then you can open up your own childcare service. But the person who needs to manage it needs to have at least level 3 childcare qualification.
So you need to have level 3 minimum, really.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I just say thank you very much to everyone for coming tonight. I really do hope you found it useful. We will probably come back to you and ask you if there's anything we could have improved on at any point. But it's been very, very useful for me seeing how a virtual open evening runs. But thank you all for coming. And like Charlotte said, please stay on the line, and she will deal with you individually and make sure that you get to talk to someone about your own personal circumstances so you know where you are, or get you enrolled onto the course this evening while you're here. So thank you very much from me. I'm going to hand over to Charlotte. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Alison.